Now, on Friday, I said that if you want to secure a player profile, the best way to do that is to call up an RSVP. If we know you're going to show to the party, we will hype the bleep out of your arrival. That was the deal that I offered up, and I'm about to pay that off right now because a 2021 top tenor came through and made his RSVP call this past Friday. So I want to make good on what I said. Today, Mark in Boston gets the profile treatment.
No one saw what Aaron Rodgers looked like because the programming geniuses at TNT aired the match at 4 p.m. local time on a Wednesday. So let me get this straight. You have access to 4 of the NFL's best, 12 holes mic'd up, and you put it up at 4 p.m. against Judge Judy and Matlock reruns? Who in the hell came up with that terrible time slot, dude? Damon Amendolara? Hey, Jim, I know you want RSVPs. I have it on good authority that Benny and Wisco is not going to call this year. Good strategy, Ben. Listen, you'll get a free pass just as long as you say you can't call, but still manage to find time to live tweet the entire event, immediately jump on the Stucknut after show, and then spend the next 12 hours on Woodscopes breaking down the event from every angle. Looking at you, Mike and Indy. You coming to the prom this year, brah? Or are we just reading your breakdown again live on the internet? Hey, listen, Jim, last Smackoff, I was tired. I was exhausted. I put in like 30 all-nighters before the Smackoff. I had herpes before the Smackoff, 2 outbreaks in the span of a week. But I'm here. I'm healthy. I'll be there. Bye.
Love it. So when I talk about an RSVP, I'm not talking about somebody saying, hey, Rome, I'll be there. Bye. The RSVPs, the best RSVPs are like Smackoff calls within a Smackoff call. That's Mark in Boston. He's flexing. He's showing you what he's got. He's calling to tell us that he will be there for his 6th Smackoff on the 24th. And let me say this right off the bat. There are definitely more decorated clones roaming this here jungle. Now, Mark has a high ceiling. His best will beat plenty of others' bests. The question is, will we get his best when it matters most? Will he even participate when it matters most? He has skipped the event plenty of times. As I mentioned, this, if he shows up, will only be his 6th event. However, he says he's coming. However, when this guy is locked in, he is dangerous. He has the ability to be uncommon amongst the most uncommon. We talk about it all the time with our horses. If we don't think we have a legitimate chance to win, we're not running. That's this dude. He's not showing up unless he feels like he's sitting on a big race with a chance to win. He just hasn't yet, but it doesn't mean that he can't. He can. And he is willing to try different things. He is willing to take big swings. He's willing to put himself out there. He's willing to take a risk. You know, like that one back in Smackoff 26, this enormous swing.
Sean, you look like Guy Fieri if you went bald and broke. Are you the host of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Career Dives? Shawnee has so much oil in his blood, he passes the Kurt Orban test. Cruz Pedregon isn't offering to put Sean on his car this year. He wants to inject him straight into the engine. Hey, Jim, guess what? It's Romo time.
Hey, Romo here. That free solo guy is getting ready to scale Rick in Buffalo's nose.
Plenty of holes for Alex Honnold to grab up there, Romo. Rick looks like he was the goalie for his high school darts team. He modeled his game after EJO.
Brad's voice is so damn irritating, it gives me jock itch.
You think that guy's voice is bad? Wait till you see his head. His dome has 4 sharp corners. When his kids want to unlock his iPhone, they point the Face ID at the Minecraft guy.
Sean, let's put down the cookies. What the hell?
Good point, Romo. When you look like a giant glass of milk with eyes, it's not called eating cookies, though. It's called dunking them.
Too much. Like, on the one hand, Mark understands the format, right? He's analyzed this thing. He knows what you got to do. Like, bam, bam, bam. One-liner, one-liner, one-liner. And then he drags Romo into it. Bill Romanowski, like one of my guys. You know I love Romo. Making a cameo in his phone call. Mark in Boston drags Romo in, and it seems like a good idea, but it was executed so horribly. I mean, extremely forgettable. Do you understand how hard it is to make Romo randomly showing up at the Smackoff, quote, extremely forgettable? I mean, it's not Romo's fault. And it was just an epic Mark in Boston fail on the bit and the idea and the execution. Like, he was actually rolling into it, and then he brings Romo, and the thing comes to a screeching halt. But credit for shooting your shot. Too bad that was an air ball. Except my man is a high-volume shooter. And like any great shooter, he knows he's going to knock some down. He might even knock the next one down. Every great shooter thinks the next one's going in. You don't believe me? He kept shooting. You don't believe me? Ask my guy, Rich Ackerman. Remember that time Mark was on hold, and then there was a technical issue, and it messed up a Rich Ackerman sports update, leading to this coming out of the break in the very next segment. Remember?
I just want to address the elephant in the room, or the elephant that wasn't in the room. Hey, Rich Smackerman, I know that we're all trying to practice social distancing right now, but you can't socially distance yourself from your phone when you're working from home to do the sports update. You can't disappear and be Rich, go get a Snackerman.
All right, see, this is why this guy's dangerous. This is why this guy, when I say to you he has ceiling, and although he has not won, he can. He's smart, he's quick, and when he's dialed, he can hang with anybody in the jungle, which he proved again with an 8th-place finish in last year's event on the strength of this call.
And this is why we need the Smackoff. Without your show this day, every caller would sound like Bobby in Brooklyn. Basically, local radio. Oh, yeah, hey, X-Man, love the show. First time, long time. I'm so freaking steamed about the Indians right now. Hey, Tito, why don't you spend less time grabbing your beanbag and doing the weird signs and coach the game? Anyway, traffic's bad. I'll hang up and listen. Jimmy, if you get rid of this Smackoff, I will pay a $50K retainer to Mark Garagos and sue you for everything that you're worth. Hey, shout out to Rich Flores for being the only guy on the planet who actually thought Mike was storming Big Wangs. Hey, Rich, I think you think strippers like you too, huh? Tripper, I'd say rest in peace, but considering you're in a Folgers can in Rich's living room like Donnie from Lebowski, I don't know if peace is on the horizon. Trap, I got a Ouija board on standby. Tell me your coordinates. We'll bust in that efficiency and set you free. Good night, sweet prince.
I mean, dude went there? Clearly, Mark is never afraid to go there, wherever there is. You don't have to remind this guy to get his hacks in, because since 2015, Mark in Boston has been coming in and then coming out his cleats, swinging out his ass, trying to knock the scoreboard over regardless of count. My man is swinging 3-0 regardless of what sign the third base coach is dropping on him. He's getting his hacks in.
I am putting that crown on my head if I have to take a baseball bat to the person wearing it.
Guys like Tyler, Sarah T, Matt, Cal in Vegas, if you're on hold, hang up. You aren't good at calling this show.
Who wants to walk with Jeff in Richmond? You really should not brag about something you can't do. I mean, be honest. How long ago did the Type 2 Beatus take those feet? The run you're giving Caleb right now is the furthest this dude's ever run in his life. The kid is out of breath just listening.
Hey, Brad, you've won 5 of these things, and you still sell insurance with Reggie? Bro, you could have your own show in the middle of the night that no one listens to, like Sean.
Gino, my God, dude, shut up already.
Rick, you're a science teacher, right? I have a physics question for you about gravity. Why are you able to grow hair on your face but not your head? It doesn't make sense. You cannot cover up ugly, Rick.
I am Detroit-born and brought up in freaking Florida. I've got the blood of a scumbag, and I was raised by Florida Man. You want Florida Man clones? You got Florida Man. A dangerous mix. The guy who will burn down your whole neighborhood and then walk his pet alligator on a leash around the flames. What a bad look for DA. How much longer is CBS going to keep paying him when they realize a teacher from Buffalo and a stay-at-home dad in Corona are better at talking sports than him? Hey, DA, how is it possible that your call could actually make me want to hear more Matt in L.A.? So, yeah, I do love the Red Sox. but Caleb always loves his tube sock. Does Romo cut up lines of creatine when he's at your table and offer you the mirror like, you want to hit this, bro? I just think it's kind of odd that NASCAR is the only sport where there's literally a crankshaft right in the driver's face the whole time. Oh, sorry, wrong segment. War playing Connect 4 on Seal's face. Jim, I know the challenge before me is great. The odds are long. But much like Antonio Cromartie when he found out his wife's tubes were tied, challenge accepted.
Henry Winkler, Ron C., Larry Brown, good night now.
Wow. My dude. Let me tell you about the Smackoff. This is how tough it is to win that thing. So if you hear something like that, you know how good that is, right? And you know how tough it would be to beat that guy. That guy's best finish is a fifth. You got to be damn good to come in fifth on that day, because that's the one day out of the year where the very best go at it. And I don't mean the best, as I always say, not the best this season, but the best ever. The best who've ever called this show for 30 years or allowed in on that day. But when you hear that montage, you hear how good that guy is, and you realize the best he's ever done is fifth, that tells you how tough the field is. That tells you what it takes to win the thing. Because that's good. This guy's got it. Plenty of it. He's got the tools to get it done. He's been in the top 10 3 times. He's been in the top 5. He just needs that one game-changing call. Again, another horse racing analogy. We always talk about this. They just have to run their best ever. If he runs his best ever, he can hit the board and maybe even rip the strap. He's got that kind of upside. So we're waiting on you, Mark. Your best day on the biggest day. No pressure, dude. Just kidding. A lot of pressure. But I think you're built for it, man. I think you are built for it. I think you've got the game. See you on the 24th. I appreciate the RSVP. This is what you're up against if you want to get a golden ticket, if you want to be in the day of, if you want to win that thing. Again, he's got 3 top 10s. He's got a top 5. But he's never done better than that one top 5. And you heard what he's got. You heard his potential. It is the Smackoff. It's June 24th, Smackoff 28. 5 Gura to the winner. Nothing for second place, even less for third. I need to hear from you. Are you coming or not? RSVP.